everyone! Welcome back to Karen Puzzles Birthday Edition. The day that I'm posting this video is my birthday. But not only that, it is actually my golden birthday because I am turning 31 on the 31st. This is a big deal. You only get one of these your entire life. So to celebrate, I thought that I would do this vintage gold holographic puzzle. All right, now that I've established that it is my birthday, I need to take off this hat. This is cutting off circulation to my head. All right, so today's puzzle is number 2 in the Prismagic series. You already saw me do the first Prismagic puzzle on my channel a few months ago, and it was one of the most beautiful puzzles I've ever seen. These puzzles were released by Springbok in the 80s, and they literally have like a gold holographic paper on the pieces, so it's just so beautiful. It is going to be a fairly difficult puzzle because, as you can see, there's no picture, so all that I have to go off of is this circle pattern, which I actually think might be more difficult than the hexagons from the original puzzle, because with the hexagons, you have a little bit more information to know how much of the shape you need. With the circles, it's like the same thing all the way around the circle, so we'll see. Once I get this put together, I'm definitely going to do a full comparison between this and the original one. As you can see, the boxes are designed a little differently, and the size is a little different. The original is 20¼ inches, whereas the gold one is only 20 inches. So I'm going to take a closer look at all of that later on in the video, but for now, I really just want to get started on this puzzle. So the sorting is done. I feel like if you watch the videos on this channel in order, you basically see me learn how to do Springbok puzzles. Because going into this, I felt like I knew exactly what to expect. So we have all of the standard piece shapes over here. We have all of the little guys and potential tiny edges over here. And then we have all of the weird random shapes up here. And of course, all of the long edges in the middle, which I'm going to work on first. I'm only remembering now though that when I did the last holographic puzzle, I put down black paper so that I'd have more contrast between the shiny pieces and the table. And it would have been really good to have set that up before I laid everything out. I really should have watched that other video again before I started filming this one. So I think I am going to put down paper and just kind of reset all the pieces. So I'll be back to start working on the puzzle in just a minute. Okay, so this morning ended up being a little more all over the place than I originally thought. The black wrapping paper that I had used as a background in the last holographic puzzle video, I had forgotten that I used that up in a different project. So I had to run out to the store where they were out of black wrapping paper, so I had to get a black tablecloth instead, and then I had to steam the tablecloth and then set up all the pieces again. And then I was hungry, so I had lunch. But now, finally, I think I'm ready to start this puzzle. I'm so glad that I listened to my gut when I was arranging the pieces for the first time, and I was like, this doesn't quite look right, because with the black underneath, it is just so much easier to see all of the little details of all of the shapes, which is kind of what you need for this puzzle, because the shapes is basically all that you have to go on. So it is just about noon now. I feel like I can probably get in a good 6 hours of puzzling this afternoon. I don't think I'm gonna finish it today. I'm definitely expecting this to take at least 2 days. All right, let's do this. So it's been 3 hours and I just finished the edge. Honestly though, this is about how far I expected to be at this time. You can see I've even made a little bit of progress in the middle. When I got bored of working on the edge, I started looking for some of these pieces. So I think I'm doing fine. You know, with these puzzles, basically it just goes faster and faster the more you get done. So here at the beginning, it is very slow going, but I know that as I keep putting in pieces, you know, it'll just get easier and easier. So it's about 3 p.m. now. I think I can still get a few more hours of puzzling in today. Why though? Why did I choose such a difficult puzzle for my birthday puzzle? Alright, so it is 6:20. I just worked on the puzzle for another 3 hours, and I actually think I'm making really good progress. Here's where I'm at, and I actually think what I've gotten done today is more than I got done in the first day of the silver holographic puzzle. So as I said before, the beginning is always the hardest part, so I really think I'll have no problem finishing it tomorrow. And the video will get a little more exciting as I put in pieces a little faster instead of just sitting here staring at it for like minutes on end. But I am really hungry, so I think I'm gonna call it a night and I'll be back in the morning to hopefully finish it up. We'll see how it goes. Okay, one more thing for today. I got a comment in the last holographic puzzle video saying that I should look at the puzzle at night because the colors come out so much more, and they're so right. So this is with no daylight, just the overhead light on, and you can just really see the rainbow. Oh, it's so pretty from this angle. So I think I need to stop predicting how long puzzles like this are gonna take me because I swear it jinxes me every time. I just worked on it for another 3.5 hours this morning, and here's where we're at. And I just keep getting stuck. Like, I swear, I haven't put a single piece in for like the last 20 minutes. This piece, you know, should be relatively easy to find, and I swear I've tried every single piece that it could be, and none of them fit. And so when I was working on it this morning, something occurred to me. I don't actually know for a fact that all of the pieces are here, because it didn't come sealed in the original packaging. You know, the pieces were just loose in the box. So who knows if I even have all of the pieces. So I'm gonna take a little break for lunch, but here's the thing. Anytime I talk about having a deadline for a puzzle, everyone in the comments are like, you know, take all the time you need. You don't have to rush for us. Which is so nice, and I get where you're coming from. But in this case, I actually do have a flight home to see my parents for the holidays and for my birthday, and that's in just a few days. So I really do have to get this done. So I'm gonna just power through all afternoon, and then I'll probably finish it tomorrow. Why couldn't I have decided to celebrate my birthday with an easy puzzle? Why did it have to be this one? Okay, so maybe I was a little bit dramatic at lunchtime, but it's about 4 hours later and I'm basically done. So here's where I'm leaving it, and you know, I could have finished it tonight. At this point, it'll probably only be another 20 minutes maybe. But the end is the most fun part, and I really want to enjoy it and be able to, you know, share my commentary with you, but this has been a very long day of puzzling, so I think I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to finish it up. Also, I cannot wait to find out what wacky shapes are making up this, because there aren't that many pieces left, and I just cannot figure that out. And then just for fun, here it is with just the overhead light on and all of those rainbows really popping out. But looking at it in person, it is so shiny that I can't see any of the details of the pieces. Like, the camera is compensating pretty well, but in person, it's just so shiny that you would not be able to solve the puzzle with the lighting like this. All right, it is a brand new day. Time to finish up this puzzle. All right, here we go with the last two pieces. Literally, if these were not the final two pieces, I never would have guessed that that's what's making this shape. But you're just gonna see it come to life right in front of your eyes. Check that out. Super tricky. And it's done. There it is, my gold holographic Springbok holographic puzzle. What am I saying? I spent way too many hours on this. All right, so who wants to hear my final time? You guys are not gonna believe this, but trust me, I did the math and it came out to 15 hours exactly, like to the minute. So, did I beat my time from the silver one? Well, not quite. That one took me 14 hours and 21 minutes, which I was actually surprised about because I thought I was a little more prepared going into this one. Also, I'm not counting the whole picking up all the pieces and then putting down the tablecloth and putting them back into my time, just the initial sort and then actually starting to work on it. But I guess about 14 and a half, 15 hours is about my baseline for this type of puzzle, because even though I didn't beat my time, those times are very similar to each other. And I'm sure that you got this from like the vlogging parts of this video, but this puzzle was a struggle. In the time lapse, everything just zips together super fast, but in reality, almost every single piece was just really difficult. I felt like I was using all of my brain power. It was a little bit stressful just because I do have a flight to catch in a few days, so I really did need to get this done. But I do really enjoy just zoning out for hours on end and putting together difficult puzzles like this. And I was thinking, I'm really glad that I live right now, because I think this is the only time in history when working on a jigsaw puzzle for 8 hours a day could somehow be considered a job. Anyway, looking at the puzzle itself, as I've been saying, it's just so pretty when you get the light hitting it right. The colors are beautiful. The one thing it reminds me of, though, is, okay, picture wearing just a normal outfit, and then picture wearing an outfit made of like a heavy plastic or like vinyl, something that's not at all breathable. That's what doing this puzzle felt like. Because it has this plastic layer on the top of the pieces, and because the pieces are so thick, I really did have to use quite a bit of muscle to get them fitting together. And most normal puzzles, feel smooth when you run your hand over it. This one, you can feel every single bump between the pieces, and it's just like a really heavy, kind of intense puzzle. Okay, so now let me compare it to the original Prismagic puzzle. So I did find some old eBay listings that said that the original Prismagic puzzle came out in 1978, and then this gold one came out in 1984. I don't know exactly how accurate that is, but we'll go with it. So the thing that I'd mentioned before was the boxes said that they were different sizes, so let's take a look. It does look like the silver one is not quite a 1/4 inch, but just a tiny bit larger than the gold one. Maybe by then they had changed their manufacturing a little to get the puzzles just a little bit more exact to 20 inches instead of like 20 1/4. I also wanted to know if by any chance the piece cut was exactly the same between them, and looking at the corners, you know, the shapes of the pieces are very similar, but the cut between these two puzzles is not the same, which makes sense because, again, there were supposedly 6 years between them, so why would they use the exact same cut for that many years? I actually don't know if any Springbok puzzles use the exact same cut. Maybe one day I'll get out all of the Springbok, like the vintage Springbok ones that I've done, compare all of them in one place. Taking a look at the pieces, from the front they look very similar. From the back though, you can see that the older puzzle has this green cardboard, which is apparent in a lot of old Springbok puzzles, whereas I guess by 1984 they had changed to this kind of normal colored cardboard. Also, the newer one is slightly thinner than the older one. You can see the cardboard isn't quite as substantial, but as you saw, it is still plenty thick enough to lock together and to feel like a really solid puzzle. It's just not this like crazy thick cardboard that Springbok used to use. And then taking a quick look at the boxes, it's funny that by the second one, they had dropped the exclamation mark. They also changed from this text-heavy box design, which we see on all of these black and white boxes, to this, which has the piece number much larger, which we see on the later Springbok puzzles. They both have the same warning on the front, so I guess they decided that was a winner. And then on the back of the box, this later one has nothing on the back, while the older one has this poem on the back, which we've seen again on a lot of the Springbok puzzles from the 70s. So it definitely seems like by the 80s they had sort of streamlined the box design, made everything a bit smaller and more compact, but the puzzle itself is not noticeably different. So, as I said before, these are the only two puzzles from the Prismagic series. They never released a third one. I would love it if, like 25 years later, they saw these videos and were like, you know, maybe it's time to release a third Prismagic puzzle. Anyway, happy golden birthday to me. Maybe I should put my hat back on. I did spend quite a lot of time making it, but the elastic is too tight, so I'll just put it right there. If you want to get me a birthday present, the best thing that you could do would be to subscribe to my channel. We are getting so close to 150,000 subscribers. And if you're already subscribed, tell a friend about the channel, get them to subscribe. So I would love to know in a comment if you did anything special for your golden birthday. Your code word for the comments, I'm just gonna keep it easy this time. It's just gonna be birthday. So stay tuned until next year because I have so many interesting puzzle videos in the works. So I hope you all have a happy and a safe new year.